Welcome to Built to Last. I'm your host, Eric Schwarze. This show is all about what it really takes to build quality homes, strong communities, and lasting relationships. Today, we're talking about part of the construction process where the structure finally starts to take place and feel like a home. Joining me is Bubba Gregg, a builder for Maykus Homes. Bubba, thanks for joining us again.
Hey, Eric, I'm glad to be here.
Well, let's start to set the stage for today's conversation. If a house was a body, we've put the bones on, and we've put the skin on the outside, but now I start trying to put the guts on the inside of this body. So let's talk about that process. Where are we at? We've passed our inspections on the seconds and all of those things that we talked about in our last episode. So what are we going to do now that we've got that green tag and we're ready to go forward?
Well, now we're going to start covering everything up inside the walls. First thing we're going to do is get our insulation guys out. We're going to spray foam and encapsulate the entire house. And once we do that, we're ready to throw up the sheetrock and, get to putting up the rock and tape and bed and all the texture that follows on that.
Well, let's talk about texture a little bit. Is there more than one kind of texture that people put in their homes?
There's quite a few different ones. There's a lot of different textures, a lot of different hand trowels. It's all personal preference and what the customer wants.
Very good. So once we've got the sheetrock up, tape embedded, then they texture it, then what's our next step?
So after texture, we're ready to bring in some cabinets now. We've got custom-made cabinets that we'll bring into, our custom homes. And these guys build them off-site, and they'll bring them in. They'll measure everything out. They'll put them up, screw them into the studs, and, get our cabinets in there and get them ready for the trim guys.
So now you said custom-built cabinets. All cabinets, when someone walks into a home, not all cabinets are custom built?
Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. You can buy, pre-made cabinets at, the big brand stores. They've got some that, you can put together, or you can hire somebody to build you some custom cabinets. That way you get the design you want, you get the look you want. It's just that all comes down to personal preference as well, whatever the homeowner would like.
I know we at Maykus don't use any of the prefab box cabinets, so a lot goes into the design process, I guess, for the cabinets.
Absolutely. There's quite a few meetings that we have for cabinets, and then we'll make some decisions. We'll send them in to the cabinet guy. He'll do some revisions. Our team at Maykus will do some revisions, and then the homeowner will come back with some revisions, and, we put everything together, and it's a drawn out process, and it could take, anywhere from 3 to maybe even 6 weeks sometimes just to get the plan for those cabinets.
As that really takes people thinking a lot about how they're going to live in the home and what they need, where, and in which.
Yeah, how they're going to interact with their home, and they'll decide where they want drawers or where they want their kitchen island if they want one, or if they want a set of chest of drawers somewhere. We'll measure something out and put it in any kind of space in the house, and they got their custom cabinet, and it's exactly what they wanted.
Very good. So we've got the sheetrock up. Now we've got the cabinets in. What comes next?
So after sheetrock, tape bed texture, you got your cabinets in, then we're going to bring in our trim guys. We've got some good trim carpenters that we'll bring in, and they'll throw up any crown molding that somebody may want, different types of base moldings, door frames, door moldings, cabinet trim. There's lots of different trims.
Now, I know as a builder, you're relatively fluid and flexible out in the field, and not everything always goes exactly step by step by step. Because I kind of in my conversation here, I talked about trim, and we've run the trim guys in, but a lot of times we bring in somebody else just right before trim, and that is our tile guys. And,
True.
And,
yes.
And why are we bringing in our flooring or our tile guys a little bit before trim on occasion?
Well, sometimes you'll bring in the floors and tiles for the trim guys so that they can run that trim straight down to the floors. Sometimes in rooms that have carpet and everything, they'll go ahead and trim out that room and, leave a gap for the carpet in the corners, or at the bottom of the floors. And, but yes, we'll do trim and floors at various times, just depending on scheduling, and what's available and what contractor's available.
So we're at this stage where flooring is going in, wood floors or maybe tile floors. Is there something our homeowners should maybe keep in mind when they're visiting the site?
Absolutely. Especially when the tile setters are on site, you always got to be kind of careful of, which floors they may be working on. Usually they'll put up signs or something, some kind of barrier to keep you off of, freshly laid tile. But I mean, as soon as tile is laid, it is very, very wet, and any movement of that or anything that touches it will move that piece of tile. So it needs to sit, undisturbed for at least, 3 to 4 hours before it'll start, taking, hold and not move.
And even after that, it needs a certain amount of cure time, because if they walk on it after that, I think they can even break the bond.
Correct.
Setting material.
Yes. Yeah. You'll break those loose, especially if there's no grout in it yet. It allows for a lot of movement between the tiles.
So this sounds like a pretty carefully choreographed dance of you're trying to work everybody through here, get the home finished properly without things getting messed up.
Yes, scheduling is quite the challenge sometimes, but yeah, it's once you kind of get the hang of it and you understand, how long it's going to take which subcontractor to do what they need to do, and get an idea of, the scope of the project that they're doing in that house, then you can figure out, your schedules and be better prepared to schedule out things and further in advance.
This is probably a pretty interactive and exciting time for the homeowners as well.
Oh yes. Yeah. They're seeing all their selections go into the house. They're seeing basically their house take shape. Up till this point, it's nothing but, raw wood that they see throughout the house, and 2x4s, and, that's everything that you got to do to put the inner workings of the house together. And then once you cover up those walls, you get all the pretties on the outside of that.
I know even for me, with all the time I've been in the industry, until the sheetrock is up on the walls, when I open the door, all I see is through the studs. And then when they get the sheetrock up, oh, this is a good size room, or, I noticed different features once the house starts to get to that point.
Yes. Yep.
Well, Bubba, we certainly appreciate you taking the time from what I know is your very busy schedule and building homes for Maykus.
Absolutely.
Come and visit with us and inform people. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Hey, I'll be back.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Built to Last. Be sure to follow us on YouTube or wherever you choose to listen to or watch our podcast. If you'd like to come see us, we'd love to have you, show you through our homes, show you through our neighborhoods, or give our sales team a call at 817-308-1155. We'd love to hear from you. Meantime, this is Eric with Maykus. Y'all stay safe and be careful out there. Take care, and we'll see you next time.